This episode of Co-op is brought to you by GoDaddy. Halo 3 ODST for Xbox 360. Prepare to drop. And Squarespace.
Glad to be home, but man, that was fun.
What a trip,
Dude, it was. I love PAX.
Great, man.
Hey, fellas.
Hey! Good to see you back. How was PAX?
It was fun.
Oh my gosh,
Really?
so much
It was
fun.
awesome. It was so
Yeah.
awesome. Our fans are the best.
Dude, we have the best fans.
The panel looked amazing, I have to say.
Yeah.
Over the webcam, I was like, man, it looks like there's a ton of people there.
Dude, it was a good
So many people. They had it packed in there real tight.
A lot of people, right?
Okay. Lots of physical contact.
Dude, I think we shook like everybody's
Oh
hand.
man, high fives all over, man. Everybody's so awesome.
Quick question. Anthony said he wasn't feeling very well.
Yeah.
That was a bummer, man. Some people got sick.
Yeah, there were a couple people that got sick.
You know,
there.
things go around.
Did you come in contact with any pork while you were out there? Any pork products?
Poor Lou.
Do you have swine flu? What? No. Whoa. Are you sure? Is there any? I'm not getting the swine flu.
I am fine. Look, we've been fine.
Are you feeling sick?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Feel okay.
Yes, we are sure we are okay. Okay?
Drilling is so hard.
Okay.
Whoa, what are those for, guys? Whoa!
Nice. And for your own good. Come on.
Man, that was job well done.
Nice, you got him.
Yeah, they are
work.
contained. No swine
work.
flu in this facility.
We saved the world.
We saved the apartment.
All right.
So, what is SFCU anyway?
Swine
Super
flu
fucking
containment
cool
unit.
union. What? I thought we agreed that it was super fucking cool
No,
union.
it's swine flu containment.
That doesn't make any sense.
His is better.
Doesn't make
You
any
have
sense.
swine flu. You are infected.
You are ridiculous.
You are infected.
The thing I like about you most is you'd run away with me. So pack your bags and your shotgun too. We might run into zombies. We're always down for that co-op multiplayer action. We're always down. We're so down. We're so down. We're so down for co-op. We're so down for that co-op action.
Dude, I totally. Hey! Hey! Hey, lettuce! God damn it, let us in!
Matt,
Fuck, I'm hungry!
Matt, give it up, dude. Give it up. Nobody's listening, okay?
God damn it!
It's like we're, infected with a T virus or something. Nobody's gonna even talk to us.
Man, this sucks. I wish we would never come back from PAX.
I know, man. I wish we had like some games to play or something. God.
Fuck yeah, dude. That would be awesome. Like, we played a lot of cool stuff at PAX. Like, I was glad we went by the XNA booth.
Yeah, and Kathleen was there.
Yeah,
Showed
that
us
was
some
cool.
XNA games.
It's good to get to talk to her again.
I know, I haven't seen her in a while. It was really great to see her.
So now you work for this community games, which are no longer community games.
I don't work for community games. I work for Xbox Live Indie Games. The Dream Build Play Contest. We run it every year. We've got the 6 finalists from this year back there. But
She was telling us about the competition, about how they narrowed it down to these top 6 games. And there was a really hard competition because the XNA platform and the Xbox indie games, they've already got over 400 games there.
every one of them has an 8-minute trial. But the really great thing that happened with the latest dashboard update is the user ratings.
I think that's a really big improvement because the big thing about indie games a lot of people were complaining about was that they didn't know which out of these 400 games are awesome.
It's difficult to navigate 400 games.
Yeah.
And taking 8 minutes out of your life to find out you didn't want to buy it is tough.
Yeah.
But it makes the list a little bit shorter by paying attention to those user ratings and also rating them yourself.
I don't know. I feel like indie games are something that Microsoft really should be pushing more, because like these 6 games were actually really good and really inventive.
Right.
Like that one game, Kaleidoscope.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful game. You know, so you start out in this black and white world, and jump on the enemies. They drop this like little color ball. There's like the blue, the red, and the yellow. And each one does like a special power. And as you unlock these colors and you fill up each of your meters, you bring in more color into this world, and just the art in that game is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, the characters in Kaleidoscope are really cool too.
Yeah, they got that big hairy monsters.
Yeah.
They look like a cousin It from Addams Family. Oh, and then the main character, he looks like kind of looks like a trash bag tied with like a rubber band around his head.
But he's fuzzy.
A fuzzy trash bag.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also Hurricane X2 Evolution, which comes to us from China.
Yeah.
And one of the developers is actually like an expert in Kung Fu. And he submitted this game several times to Dreamville Play, and it's never gotten to the top 6. And it finally got to the top 6.
All right.
That game is like, it's all combat. It's like, here's a square arena, fight a bunch of dudes. Here's another square arena, fight a bunch more dudes.
Right, it really reminded me of the challenge modes in the latest Batman game.
Clear to me that the developers are Kung Fu movie fans, and the combat is actually really deep. You can block and counter at the right times. There's like moves where you hold in the X button and he just does like this flurry of moves, and then an A button will pop up over the guy's head. If you hit it at the right time, then you break his guard. If you don't hit it at the right time, then he'll block, counter you, and start attacking you. Then you put in the chi moves, which is you press A and X at the same time. You want to use those when the guys are kind of glowing red and they're about to attack you with some kind of power move.
The coolest thing I thought was buying new moves, and you're able to like customize your move set. And the one that me and you unlocked was the meteor kick, which was badass. I mean, he just like flipping his foot up in the air and just smacking guys on top of the head, like dribbling them like a basketball.
I think that game Dust had a really cool art style to it. It clearly has kind of a cute story to go along with it and the characters and stuff, and yeah, it's a little bit generic, but I like the idea of it. You know, it's a side-scrolling action RPG, and the combat system's deeper than it looks, you know?
Yeah, definitely the combat was the most fun. I mean, just being able to swinging enemies, you know, up into the air and just doing like crazy, you know, 40-hit combos.
You can see the damage numbers flying off the guy. You get more experience the higher your combos are, and you can like buy items, and you know, you're looking for treasure and exploration. And the dodge move is really nice too, and you can dodge like in the air.
The dodge move really reminded me of God of War, where you just kind of like
weirdly enough
dodge the enemies, even though it's just a 2D side scroller.
Yeah, well, it's like you're flicking the right thumbstick, you know, just like you do in God of War, and it worked pretty well.
There was that tower defense game that we checked out.
Yeah, exactly. That was Soul Survivor. The really cool thing about that is instead of being like discrete places where you can place your towers. The terrain it's in 3D and it has hills and everything like that. When you put down a ghost of a tower to choose where you want to put it, there's a grid around it, and you can put them anywhere on the grid. And then, it can affect a certain area of the path. And it makes it a little bit more freeform as far as tower defense games go. And then, depending on the general that you choose, he has access to different weapons that you can then deploy. Your character levels up and you have access to more items as you go through the levels. And it's really cool. So that one's a good idea too. And I like how you have really fine control of the camera, so you can zoom in way up on the action. Speaking of kind of unique camera angles on games, there's that Max Blastronaut.
You move from planet to planet,
and
you're fighting these different enemies. And what I really liked about that game is that you could pull out with your jetpack and fire on the enemies down on the planet, and then once your jetpack power kind of runs out, you can come back onto the planet and just do more hand-to-hand kind of melee combat.
And the melee combat was kind of weak, but after a while the guys started dropping weapons like mines, and then I was walking around with, I don't know, a shovel or something like that.
Hammer or something like that.
And the cool thing is that it's multiplayer too. You were up in the sky firing down with your jetpack while I was there meleeing the guys, and when you would run out, I could then go into the air, and I saw that there was 2 more slots there, so that's a 4-player game. And that's really cool. And Rotoscope is really interesting because it's basically, it has a story and a really cool art style wrapped around this one kind of puzzle.
When I first saw the grid that comes out, it's like, wow, this looks like a crossword puzzle, but the idea is to get all the 3 of the one colors together to eliminate them.
And that area on the side, where it was showing here you have these 2 colors, it looked like there were slots for 8. So I can imagine this game is really complex.
But the really cool thing about it is it's got this Facebook application that goes with it, so you can share with this code. You can share your replays with your Facebook friends.
Oh, nice!
And you can figure out, you solved that puzzle in 2 moves. Dick, God, how'd you do that? It took me 5. And have that kind of get back and forth through Facebook with that indie game.
All the puzzles seem to take place in that one mansion.
Yeah, it's there's a little story going along, and there's kind of a map of the mansion, and it unlocks rooms. And then the puzzles, if you complete a puzzle, that's so you can go through a door to unlock another room and unlock more puzzles. And they go along with this story. There's this woman who bought this mansion because she wants to turn it into a hotel. And then she meets a guy in the mansion. They're trying to explore it to find this secret lab. And really what they could have done is they could have just done a menu system where it's puzzle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But instead they made this whole kind of story that wraps around the puzzles. And that's a really cool approach.
So I think it's a really great idea.
And the last game that we looked at, it wasn't part of the Dream Build Play, but it was Hot Potato Online.
Hot Potato, yeah.
Basically, the idea is you're picking up this bomb and you're throwing it back and forth and trying to throw it at other people and have it explode on them without having it explode on you.
Right. So it's kind of like dodgeball in a way.
Yeah, and it's 4-player competitive. If the bomb is going to run out, you can throw it in water to get rid of it and spawn a new one. Or you can throw it into the stones, then it'll explode in a radius, so that's a way to make it explode on people before the timer actually ticks down.
And then you can also catch the bombs and throw them back at the person that's throwing it at you.
They were finalists of the Dream Build Play, and they weren't able to release their game on indie games because their moonlighting contract with the company they worked for didn't let them go and make money. When we became indie games and it was a way to make money, they weren't able to release it.
Gotcha.
So they found a way around it by donating all the proceeds of Hot Potato Online to Child's Play.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so if you go on Indie Games channel and you buy Hot Potato Online, which is a really fun multiplayer dodgeball type game, you're donating to charity. You're helping children.
That's awesome.
Such a great story, and that's such a great revenue model for game developers out there who are maybe under the same kind of restrictions for the game companies that they're working for. Maybe they have this little simple idea that they want to work on. Here's an example revenue model for them to put the game out there. Maybe not make money off of it, but at least you can get your idea out.
Right, you still get your game out there and you're helping,
you're helping Child's Play.
Charities as well.
Yeah,
so that's great.
GoDaddy.com makes it easy to customize your own virtual dedicated server. Choose one of 3 popular plans or select your own Linux or Windows server with all the plan options you need. Plus, enter code CO4 when you check out and save an additional 15% on any order of $75 or more. Some restrictions apply. See site for details. Get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com.
Yeah? Good? All right.
Come on, Jay. I'm really hungry. Come on. Something. Just a drink. Why would I serve you that? Something. Come on. I know you're there. Come on. Damn it, Jay.
To be honest, I'm not the biggest Beatles fan. I wanted to use the Beatles Rock Band as kind of my primer to get me started and familiar with some of the songs that I don't know.
What I've been hearing from a lot of people, like almost universally, is you start playing this game and you don't realize like how many songs you actually know. Did you find yourself doing that?
I know a lot of the songs, but I don't know them well. I mean, I don't know the lyrics to them. A lot of them you'll know like the bridge or the chorus, but you don't know the rest of it.
So I was totally that guy. Like I'd see the name of the title and be like, I don't think I really know this song, and like the little part that they would play, I'd be like, But then I'd play it and I'd be like, oh, I totally know this song. This just sounds so familiar.
All the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games have always been kind of pushed as like party games. You can get together with your friends and play. This one, more so than ever, because everybody knows the Beatles. Everybody's going to find one song on there that they all like.
I think the game is perfect for both hardcore Beatle fans like I am, and also people starting out and wanting to get to know them, because the game is done in such a way where you actually learn their progression through their different like types of music and the progression of their career.
It's like just all in the back of your mind somewhere, and like I'm not as big of a like hardcore fan like as you are, but I'm just surprised how many songs they made. And they're all hits, and you know them all.
I own every record. I know all of these songs. Like, I love the Beatles. And as a tribute game, I think this is a really wonderful tribute. I just don't think it's a very good Rock Band game.
One of the easy complaints to throw around about this game is that it doesn't have everything. You know, it's what, 50 songs, something? 45 songs, which is, you know, it's a few, but there's like so many Beatles songs that you kind of wish it had it all.
It only has 45 songs. Like, after Rock Band 1 and Rock Band 2 just inundated us with all these different tracks. When Guitar Hero 5 coming out with 95 tracks, suddenly they drop, here's 45 songs, and there's another record coming out, you're gonna have to pay for all of that. If you're a Beatles fan, like, you're gonna want these albums no matter what. It feels like they're kind of cheating you to give you these 45 songs. Like, of course you're gonna want these other albums. Like, you bought the Beatles Rock Band.
It's hard to please everybody. Like, of course, there's songs that I wish were in it, and other people are happy with the set list, but there's songs they would want that I wouldn't really care about. So I like that the DLCs are so far in the next 3 months are coming out at month. spans. You know, you've got Abbey Road next month, Sgt. Pepper, and then Rubber Soul. And so that way I think it's pleasing everybody, just slowly.
I remember playing Rock Band 2, and it would take days just to get through every song in that. You have to play each song straight through. Like, it's kind of more like the original Rock Band, where you didn't get a choice on what songs you picked. Yeah. You have to play from the beginning to the end. Yeah. But all that you get after unlocking each of those venues is then the chance to play through those again. And like, you can play through the entire game in 3 hours. And all of the songs are unlocked from the beginning of the game, which is necessary, I think.
Except that last one.
The ending is so disappointing to me. How can you have the end, the epilogue song, like a spoiler if you have not made it to the end? The end is actually just the end.
Just the end.
It should go from Golden Slumbers,
Carry that weight,
the
and
end.
then the end. Why didn't they do that? I mean, the ending animation is gorgeous.
Oh, it's
but at the end, I was like, that's right, they're gonna put the end, so that means I'm gonna get Golden Slumbers, I'm gonna get the whole 3 songs, because they always go together. And then it was just like the drum solo, and our faces just fell.
Every Guitar Hero song ends with this, huge, over-the-top 20-minute song, and
this
it's like, oh,
a minute
like really?
Change.
Art style. The art style is amazing.
I felt like the backgrounds, the art was like too good. So good that like I just wanted to stop playing and like watch it.
I'm going to have to set a session aside where I'm not playing the game just to like sit and watch all the backgrounds.
Even the segues from chapter to chapter.
Yeah, the motion graphics
stunning.
is just crazy.
Yeah.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright.
I had never seen the opening video until I actually sat down and was playing the game, and I was blown away by how beautiful it was and how they did such a good job of showing, like you said, the progression of the Beatles. Donnie Harrison helped work on that, so that's why they have like the little idiosyncrasies that come with the Beatles, because Donnie Harrison was helping with it.
Make me feel alright. You know I feel alright.
So there's harmonies now. As long as someone's singing the blue line, the main track, then anyone else can be singing any of the other harmonies, and it's not gonna flunk you or push you out of the game because of it. And I think that kind of freedom is what I've been waiting for in a rock band. I like singing most, and I also always play on easy because I don't ever want to fail out, and I don't like how restrictive it is. It makes you have to sing exactly the way that they want you to sing. There's no improving, no harmonizing, none of that in any of the other rock bands. And so the ability to kind of like shift around and sing whichever part of the song that I want to sing at any given time is kind of refreshing.
Something in the way she knows, and all I have to do is think of her.
I play the drums a lot, and one thing I miss is doing the fills, just kind of being creative for that short moment in time to throw in whatever I want. But then again, I kind of understand because they don't want me to destroy.
You're not better than
Beatles
Ringo?
song. No, I'm not better than Ringo.
I don't know how much time you guys spent with Guitar Hero 5, but there were 2 things that they introduced into that game that I would have really liked to see in the Rock Band Beatles. One of them is the ability to play any instrument you want. If you want to have 2 people playing guitar, you could do that. But here, Rock Band Beatles still forces you to go guitar, bass, drums, mic. And also, they still have the 3 strikes are out failing. Whereas Guitar Hero 5 has, you can strike out as many times as you want. As long as everyone else is playing well, it's going to bring them back in.
But they do put no fail mode like right up at the front, right when you're choosing your instruments. They shot the moon, right? Harmonix went to the band that anyone would want to get as if you were ever going to do like a solo one-band rock band product. I mean, you couldn't beat the Beatles as a choice, and it almost makes any choice that they do after that, like any other band, kind of. It's like, yeah, we already got the Beatles, and
Except
now we're
Led
doing.
Zeppelin.
Yeah,
that would be another golden
awesome.
ticket.
Yeah.
Are there any other bands that you think could have their own game besides Led Zeppelin? Is there any band that merits that?
I think the next one that they could do that would actually make people go wild is if they got Radiohead to do it. Then people would go fucking nuts. Yeah.
I'm not quite the hardcore Beatles fan you are. I'm kind of maybe closer to you, Ryan.
Yeah.
But I didn't play as many music games as obviously you guys have. And I didn't even know 45 songs wasn't a lot till just now. Right? I'm like, wow, 45 songs sounds like a lot. To me, it's all about just the music. I was so excited to see the Beatles. I love that music so much that it didn't occur to me comparing it to other products, because it's almost like, for me, there's no comparison. She's been bugging me about getting Rock Band 2 for the longest time. I'm like, I don't want all that clutter in my house for a game I'm never gonna play. But now it's like, yep, bring it on. Drums, we need another guitar, and it's all just because of the music.
If you're comparing it to the other music games, it does have some issues, but I also 100% agree with you that as a standalone, as a Beatles tribute, it's fantastic. It is fantastic, except for that ending song.
We're Gold Area 5. Come to our website.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who are you? You from the future. Me? Yes, you. What's the future like? Dude, it's awful because you didn't put our Halo ODST, so now we can't play it. Dude, it's just another Halo game. Dude, it's so much more than just Halo. The Covenant have been terrorizing human civilization for 30 years, and now you get to play as an ODST on a recon mission to find out what happened in New Mombasa. Plus, there's a new co-op mode called Firefight that you can play with up to 3 friends, and there's a separate disc that has 3 brand new maps, as well as all the original Halo 3 multiplayer maps as well. That's 24 maps that I know you don't have. All right, dude, all right. So you traveled through time just to convince me to order a video game? Dude, it's really, really, really good, okay? Oh, it's Dave Coulier. Oh, right. That's who I was thinking of. Oh.
Halo 3 ODST is now available. Visit xbox.com/Halo for more information.
Hey, what? Oh, dude, yeah, sushi. Oh, dude, what the fuck? Ping pal? Come on. Are you kidding me? Then you get this ping pal? Hey! Bunch of assholes. Give me a real game.
I can taste him already.
So, I'm extremely jealous of the two of you because you got to play the campaign of Halo ODST.
Yes.
You only got to play the multiplayer.
You only got to play Firefight.
Only Firefight.
Yeah.
It's weird to sound like that, but you got to play the whole thing, so
it's true.
So, tell me about it.
I thought it was probably the best storytelling any Halo game has ever done, right? I mean,
Totally agree.
Like before that, people always said that they felt that the Arbiter story in 2 was some of the better storytelling that they did because, it actually had a character and showed like all these different dimensions of them, and but this one, just through the little backstory clips that they do, and then playing through the other guys of your squad story, like I think tells the most cohesive story, and it doesn't have some big lead up like you're trying to follow, like what the hell is this ring thing or anything like that. It's just like, dude, you dropped, you can't find your guys, here's what happened.
Right.
Like, go, that's it.
And it's told somewhat asynchronously. You know, everybody's seen about how you go into, you find an object, and then it goes into the story about how that object ended up that way. You know, and it's almost like you're looking at the memory of the object in a sense.
So, was that a yes or a no?
There's an open world environment where you experience as the rookie character. I thought they did a really good job with providing you with incentives to explore it as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to find the audio logs that they hide, right? It's not like what people think, like with something like BioShock where it's a tape deck.
Right.
In this, it was like they could be anything. It would just see, if it was growing bright yellow, it could be like an ATM machine or a phone machine or whatever. But
I thought the environmental clues did a really good job. The AI that controls the city is guiding you around subtly to different areas. And he guides you subtly as well to the areas where you can pick up the audio logs. And the audio logs reminded me a lot of the whole I Love Bees thing, because they're an entire like radio drama story that plays out.
Oh wow!
And
it made the place that you're in feel more alive.
People in their mind are probably thinking like you actually see a city with civilians running around in it, which isn't the case at all.
No.
By the time you take place as the rookie, everyone's already evacuated or been killed.
Yep.
And so, but the way that they make it feel alive is with those audio logs, because the audio that they do, you can hear like how the evacuation happened and how people were going nuts. It just kind of makes the whole situation a lot more real.
You had both styles of gameplay. You had the new explore the open world stuff, find all the secrets, and then you had old style gameplay. Whenever you went into one of the missions earlier in the day that dealt with your other squad mates, it was go from point A to point B and kill everything in between.
Right. I mean, it still very much so is like the traditional Halo game, right? With like like what is the Holy Trinity they always talk about? I forget, but it's like, you know, grenades, guns, and melee attacks or something like that. And it still very much relies around those three things. But when you're playing the rookie, it's almost like I almost wanted more of it, because they do kind of sometimes like encourage you to dodge combat at times.
Yeah.
Like, they give you a lot of buildings you can actually run in and out of, and you can just work your way out of combat.
Yeah.
But at times, it's not like that at all. Like, you're still very much like one guy who's just gonna take on 12 dudes. I mean, they still manage to make you feel like the Master Chief, even if you're not, in a way.
Yeah,
me too. I kind of have a question about that too. Like, you're not the Master Chief, you know, and you rely on medic packs to regenerate your health. Does that kind of affect the gameplay and negatively at all?
It's basically the same, because like they have a thing that they call it stamina this time, and your screen gets more and more red the more stamina that you lose. And then once you lose too much stamina, then you start losing your health. They might as well just call it a shield, you know?
Okay.
Because it works the exact same way.
And they place health packs almost
over.
conveniently enough that you'll almost never like have, at least on Heroic, which is what I played it on.
Me too, yeah.
You know, and the only other differences between it is the guy can't hold certain weapons, right? Like, you can't dual wield the plasma rifles or anything like that. Like just little things like that. But yeah, you can still hold a Spartan laser and all the other big weapons, and he can still flip a Warthog no problem. So I mean, it's not like he's not completely limited either. In Halo, you didn't take falling damage at all, and in this, if you jump from like anything higher than like a second story, you'll lose all your stamina right off the bat. So there are little things you have to consider.
You have the silenced pistol, or at least it sounds like it's silenced, and you have the silenced SMG. And I was thinking, okay, well maybe I can be a little bit more, commando about this kind of stuff, and I can like take out guys from afar. But it's the same Halo AI where you shoot one guy and everybody's like, blah, and then they all know exactly where you are and attack you.
Yeah, I kind of wish in that same thing that they had made more use of darkness, because there were times that it seemed like when you were in darkness, you could get right up on someone. But it would be like the same thing other times where all of a sudden I would get close to someone and they would all turn on me once, and just like they all of a sudden knew I was there. Like I really felt like the whole stealth element when you're playing the rookie could have been done a lot. Well, I don't want to say better, but just more. Like I just wanted more of it. Although to some extent, I still wish that they had played up me being able to use my squad more.
Yeah,
because in my mind, and when you see like the live action extended commercial and stuff, it always makes you think like ODSTs survive in these crazy things because they're like 4 dudes working together.
Yeah.
And in this, not only are you usually by yourself, but even when you're paired up with one guy, it's not like he's saying like, you do this while I snipe them or anything like that. It's just like he's a guy that can't die.
Right.
And you just let him take a ton of fire while you run around and kill things.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if they could have added some new way of killing people or something, right? Like some way that they execute, but they never really capitalize, in my opinion, on that feeling that ODST are like badass special forces guys.
Right.
Really, they just seem like baby Master Chiefs in a way.
Yeah, they do.
So is there any real advantage to the silenced weapons then?
The silenced pistol is a lot more powerful than the older pistols were. Like especially in firefight, you would see like once you take down a guy's shields, like a brute or something like that, one headshot with that will kill him no matter what. So it's like the new super gun to switch to kill anyone, like right off the bat. It is a really cool weapon. Like it is cool enough that I kept it on me. I didn't just toss it away.
Yep, I was using it a lot in multiplayer. I know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the scope on it.
But fortunately, kind of the shortcomings that happen in the single player, I think they're still relatively minor.
Yeah.
And this still is like, in my opinion, the best Halo campaign.
It is the best Halo story, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, clearly everyone has bias, right? But I'm a little bit extra biased because, I mean, it's basically the cast of Firefly, right? It's Alan Tudyk, Nathan Fillion, and Adam Baldwin playing 3 of the 5 characters that are the main characters in the game. So the whole time you're hearing, like Jane Wash and Captain Mao, like doing all these lines the whole time. And not only that, but they're saying Firefly lines.
They are.
How is that not the coolest thing ever?
And what the hell kind of armor was she wearing?
Don't know, Mickey. I wasn't looking at her gear. Seriously?
Well, gotta be close quarters.
Exactly.
Nathan Fillion's always turning around and like he'll shoot somebody in the head and he'll go,
Catch with your face. Here he is. Smile, you son of a bitch. From me to you, buddy. No extra charge. Oh, drop your brains. Bam, said the lady.
Firefight is something that a lot of people look at and they're just like, one new multiplayer mode, what does that really matter? But I could easily see Firefight being that default mode to go to with your friends.
I think that the skulls added in Firefight actually makes it that much better than Horde. I mean, it's kind of like Horde for Halo, right?
You're moving as a pack, murdering crap as a group, rather than like being stuck in one spot. Because there's no cover, so you might as well not worry about that. You're just, how do I kill things the fastest and craziest?
Of course, the longer you play, the further you get into Firefight, the more skulls it'll have at any one time.
Round start. Tough Luck, Catch, and Black Eye on.
And there's one where the enemies are grenade happy, and then you add in a couple jetpacks brutes, and then maybe a chieftain with a gravity hammer, and shit gets crazy really quickly.
In this, you have lives that you earn as a team, surviving round after round. But it also makes it a lot more dramatic when you're like down to like nothing as far as lives goes, and there's like that one person holding out, and they finish the round, and they get like the hero award.
Hero. Lives added.
The strategies are totally map dependent, especially because some of the maps, I think it was Lost Platoon, they introduce vehicles. There's choppers going around, the dropships come in and they drop wraiths, and so it's the best strategy on that map is to send somebody down to get the Spartan laser, and he stays in this central building waiting for them to drop the wraiths and just Spartan laser them right away. Then there's another map where it takes place in a computer core, and it's essentially 2 levels here and 2 levels here with bridges going between them. So you're constantly going up and down, and it's really confusing, but it's very in your face, very compact.
And some of the maps are just the same map night and day.
Yeah.
But that actually makes a huge difference because when you use the visor during day, you're blinded basically.
Yeah.
It's like ODST surprised me that it was a little short, at least on Heroic, right? I mean, I don't think I'm astounding at games, but it took me like 6 hours to beat the single player campaign. But then on top of that, I easily spent even just there 5 hours playing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get the achievement for a level, you're basically going to have to live for 45 minutes in a firefight.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you get all of Halo 3 multiplayer on a separate disc. It's almost like for me, I'm probably going to pick up ODST and kick the multiplayer disc to someone else. Like, I mean, because I already have Halo 3, right? So why not? But I mean, you know, I actually agree with you. It's the best Halo single player campaign to date.
Yeah, and Firefight is where all the lasting power is going to be for me, and I would think for a lot of people out there that aren't avid Halo competitive multiplayer people already.
What if life was like Squarespace?
Squarespace is a publishing system for anyone looking to build a blog, portfolio, or any kind of website. Squarespace offers a uniquely flexible tool for just about anyone, no coding experience required, to build high-end, complex websites with the same functionality and uniqueness that you find on some of the highest trafficked pages on the web. Good taste not included. Sign up today and use promo code COOP.
Oh, I can't take this anymore.
Jason.
We gotta get out of here, man.
Dude, sit down, dude.
No.
There's nothing we can do about it. We've tried everything.
Dude, I got a plan.
Oh, this should be.
Dude, we're gonna get out of here. I think I could jump from here to there.
No.
Hold on, listen.
Are you kidding me?
We can do this. I'll jump onto that electrical wire right there, climb across and down the pole. I think I can make it.
I may not like you very much, but I would prefer if you didn't die. You cannot
Dude,
make
we can do this.
No.
We can do this. Matt, I have to do this.
Jason, no.
Do this.
Hey guys, turns out swine flu tests were negative, so you can come back. Matt, where's Jason? Where's Jason? Why do you...
Oh my God!